In ancient India, Sati Savitri was said to bring back her husband from the clutches of Yamraj. She is honored with the Vata Savitri Vrat. Banyan tree is worshipped and Karwa Chauth is celebrated by Hindu women to get the same husband in 7 incarnations. They fast whole day and eat food only after viewing the full moon and getting a drop of water from their husband. But now, Hindu women have started killing their husbands. What is the reason behind it? Well, in the 18th century, India was a very patriarchal society. Women received limited freedom. There were significant social restrictions. Generally, their life revolved around domestic duty within the home. There was widespread social evil, child marriage, parda system, high mortality rate. Life expectancy of women was very low, as much as 25 years. Female infants were often neglected. There was infanticides. In aristocratic society, they viewed daughter as burden due to dowry demand. Female literacy was very low. Women were not at all educated. There was the norm of early child marriage. Girls were married within the age of 10 years. A married life meant that the woman only had to do household work and obey her elders of the husband's family. Marriage gave respectable status to women. Women had no right to property or any say in household affairs. Upper caste women lived under strict parda, rarely stepping outside the home. Lower income women had to work in the fields and do hard labor. There was widow restrictions. If the husband passed away, the widow had to tonsure their head, sleep on the floor, and keep strict fast. They could not wear any colorful clothes. They had to wear only white color. They could not attend any social functions. There was also the practice of sati. On the death prey of the husband, the woman had to leap into the fire. Also, there was high mortality rate of women, and children who were born used to die very early due to negligence. The Hindu woman was always portrayed as a Sati Savitri who did sheer penance and followed Yamraj and reclaimed her husband Satyavan's life. There were several rituals like the Vata Savitri Vrat. Women get up early in the morning, they take shower to wash off sins before starting or observing any tradition. Women wore colorful clothes. They wore bangles, sindoor. The main ritual on this day was Vrata Vriksha or banyan tree. They offered food, flowers, and did parikrama around the tree, tying it with sacred thread, and then listened to the stories of Satyavan and Savitri. This all social circle work meant that the woman in those society valued traditional beliefs. They looked at husband as divine. They did fasting and worshipping their husbands for good luck. This vrat gave women opportunity to gather, exchange view, express their devotion and patience. This ritual kept the woman committed to marriage and social rules. Karwa Chauth is another festival primarily for married women who did a rigorous full day fast. Nirjala Vrat, without food or water from sunrise to moonrise, celebrated on 4th day after full moon in Kartik month. It is a celebration of marital bond and commitment. Women pray for their husband's prosperity and health. It is always for the safety, long journey or war which used to happen frequently in that century. The fast begins before sunrise. A special meal is made by the mother-in-law. The women partake it. It is known as sargi. And whole day they do not take any food or water. The women gather together to listen the story of Queen Veervati, which is involving the moon and goddess Parvati. The fast is broken at night only after sighting the moon and seeing the husband's face through a sieve or channi. Common legend is that Queen Veervati was tricked by her brother into breaking her fast early, resulting in her husband's death. She then underwent intense penance to bring him back to life, establishing the dedication behind the fast. The married women gather together wearing colorful clothes, henna, and exchange gifts and sweet. Festival also represent time for fostering sisterhood, where women form strong bond of friendship known as Kangan Saheli to support each other. But today a darker headline is emerging. Honeymoon killings, legal battle, domestic tragedy. The fabric of Hindu marriage is fraying. From the transition of Sanskrit's chanting ritual to modern English era, creating violent disconnect. Well, the main thing in India is the priest chanting in Sanskrit during a marriage, and the couple do not understand what is being chanted. The core issue lies in loss of translation. Sanskrit, a language of Vedas, it is a liturgical language, not spoken one. Most couples don't understand the 7 vows of Saptapadi. They simply repeat the sound. Unlike Abrahamic faith that have weekly congregational gatherings, sermons to reinforce religious rules, Hindus lack a structured weekly educational system. Also, there is lot of false gurus, godmen, or the Baba industry. They exploit the illiterate people, manipulate families, leading to financial ruin and domestic strife. For centuries, India was a rigid patriarchal society. The woman moved from being a servant in father's house to subordinate in husband, under strict rule of mother-in-law. English education, global connectivity opened the doors for women. But in transitional household, husband still expects a Sati Savitri type of wife. The friction becomes combustible. Statistics from the Time Use survey show Indian women spend 299 minutes daily on unpaid care work compared to 97 minutes for men. When the burden of being a servant becomes unbearable and religious values are no longer a tether, some seek legal or physical separation. Data charts and new headlines show that under the section 498A, there is 15% high volume of case out of court settlements. In case of Atul Subhash, a tragic suicide, he said that he was mentally agony and under false allegation by his wife and in-laws. There has been lot of honeymoon killing cases also. Sonam Raghuvanshi, who plotted to kill her husband with help of her lover by pushing him down from the hills of Meghalaya. Muskan Rastogi killed her husband and put his dead body in drum to be with her lover Sahil Shukla. Radhika Lokhande hacked her husband to death just after 3 weeks of wedding. Ravina, a YouTuber, and her lover strangled her husband Praveen and dumped his body in a drain in Haryana. Maya Devi murdered her husband Devendra Kumar with her lover in Uttar Pradesh, dismembering the body into 6 pieces. Pragati Yadav of UP conspired with her lover to kill her husband 15 days after their marriage. Shivani, a Bijnor woman, confessed to drugging her husband's breakfast and strangling him while he slept. Jayanti, Udupi, Karnataka, slit her husband's neck with knife during a quarrel. Social media feeds clips of interfaith Young Hindus are not grounded in their own spiritual text, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, because they don't know to read Sanskrit. There is a rise in predatory grooming. There is lot of other religion people who try to sway the Hindu people by offering them love. Love jihad, conversions, love trapping has become very common. Seduction and radicalization. As young boys and girls of Hindu society get vulnerable to external religious influences, at this time of need, we should see to it that Hindus are aware of scriptural literacy, not just some chanting, but the actual Hindu text and facts about marriage, the Saptapadi. There is a need to create community space for Hindu families to learn and share and talk and get solutions to the daily life problem. Recognizing that a woman is goddess not because she suffers in silence, but because she is respected as an equal, will ensure that no longer women kill their husbands.